Hey y'all, and welcome to another episode of Beauty Told. It's your girl Brit, and today is going to be another hot, juicy topic. So I'm so glad you guys got to tune in. So listen, I have it written down. So of course, the only way that's possible is with my handy dandy faith journal. It is going to keep me on cue, make sure that I am staying in the order of which I wrote it, and make sure that I get the information out to the people. So without further ado, you guys, let's get started. Now, this topic is going to be a little different, but I felt the need to do this topic because I have been experiencing a few letdowns in regards to my podcast. And what I wanted to do is instead of venting and, all of that, I wanted to more so explain why I know that this is still my purpose. So today's topic is going to be purpose driven. How to know that you are moving in your purpose. Okay. So guys, we're gonna get right into it. I'm not gonna waste any time. So number one is prayer. Now I know I've said this in numerous other episodes. Prayer, 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 pray, pray, pray. Listen, prayer never gets old. Okay. Prayer is never going to get old. It is always going to be the first and foremost, most important thing you're going to need in your everyday life, regardless of what it is that you're doing. Whether it's finding your purpose, whether it's deciding to venture out on faith to do your business, whether it's deciding to want to go back to school, whether it's deciding to want to start a family. There's so many different intricate parts of your life that requires prayer, clarity, understanding. Okay. And who better to give you that than the man himself, God? So listen, prayer. And when I say that I pray for my purpose, it does not mean that I went to bed one night and prayed for my purpose. And then the very next day, it just came to me. No, it took time. It took God having to take me and mold me into what I now know is my purpose, because I had to go through some things. Not only did I have to go through some things, I had to experience and witness some things as well. So that way I could be able to know that without a shadow of a doubt, this is my purpose. Now, for example, my purpose, guys, is my podcast. My podcast, not only did it become my baby, but it became my purpose, because what I realized was that, for one, I remember I sat up many nights and I said, Lord, why did I have to go through all of what I went through? Why is it that I had to go through the traumatic experiences of my childhood? Why is it that I had to go through the heartache and pain that I did in my previous marriage? Why is it that I had to go through so many, letdowns? Why is it that I had to go through some happy moments as well? And it took me a while to figure it out, but it was because what I have went through test wise would be a testimony for others. So that way I'm realizing more so that I'm not alone in a lot of the situations that I've already talked about in prior discussions, but that it blesses someone else in some way, shape, or form, whether it's something that I said, whether it's a situation that's similar to theirs, whatever the case may be, or it gives hope to those who are going through it and don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, for me to be able to confirm that it is possible and that you can get through this and you can get out of it as well. So guys, prayer was very important. I know for a fact I wouldn't have been able to find my purpose without the prayers. And when I say prayer, I mean to say, I'm sorry, plural, prayers. Because there was numerous amount of praying that took place. There was numerous amount of prayers that I had to pray unto God so I could be able to know my purpose. I wanted something that was going to fulfill me. I wanted something that wouldn't feel like work. Because Lord knows the job that I'm at right now, Lord, I can't wait for my purpose to equal profit. Okay. And I know some of y'all can relate to that, honey. We can't wait for the purpose to start dishing out some cash. Okay. And the reason why, though, is not that I just really am anxious to quit my job, right? It's more so because I'm anxious to be able to get out here and get more to the people, get the information that I have, that God has given me, the wisdom and experience and expertise, to get out there to the folks so that way it could bless so many others. So it could bless thousands upon hundreds of thousands upon millions of people at some point or another. And that's going to be a blessing for me to know that I am helping people and it doesn't feel like work anymore. It's something that I am happy to do, that I have joy doing, that, I go to bed thinking about it. I wake up thinking about it. It's just something about moving in your purpose that just, it motivates and inspires you each and every day, each and every moment. And that's what I'm looking forward to. Okay. So for those who are looking for their purpose, I would definitely tell you to start off with prayer. Prayer works. Now, it may not work when you want it to, but it surely will be right on time. Okay? So just keep the faith and just know that eventually you will be able to know what your purpose is through prayer. Another way you're going to know, though, is that money doesn't move you to do what you absolutely love to do. So it kind of ties into what I was saying about just having that passion, that confidence of just the yearning and desire to want to do it. Now, it doesn't have to be mine. I just use mine as an example that I like to be able to give people great sound advice. I like to be able to help people in any way possible. I like to see positive changes. I like for people to learn from my mistakes so that they can do better the first time around and not have to stumble and fall like I did. So that for me that brings me joy. For someone else, it might be being able to build someone's confidence through doing hair, so it could be, your beauticians out here, beautifying everybody and getting my beauties all beauty up for their gents and for themselves, because it is really a big self-esteem booster. I cannot tell you how many times I have went to the hairdresser looking a hot toe up mess, and when I come out of that shop, honey, you can't tell me nothing. I'm walking around head high, shades on. I forever got to have me a pair of shades on. It probably ain't no sun outside and I'm throwing on shades. But I am just feeling so beautiful. I am feeling so radiant. And I wish somebody would try to tell me different, honey, because you can't tell me anything once my hairdresser then put her magic hands in my hair, and voila, magic, the masterpiece has been created in my head. Okay. So, for those, it may be that. And for others, it may just be, educating. There's so many motivational speakers out here who really do just get joy out of people telling them at the end of their speech, at the end of their session, like, oh my gosh, you blessed me, or oh my gosh, you inspired me to want to do this or do that. Like, that right there is just an intangible gift that you can give to anyone. It's just knowing that they bless you in some way, shape, or form. So again, it's something that you just absolutely love to do, that you would do for free. Guys, I've been giving advice, I feel like, since the beginning of time. And although it is not paying me right now, I still will listen to someone's issue or problem, be like, oh, you got some credit issues? Because I've been there. So I can understand exactly where you're at, the frustrations, the aggravation, the desire to not want to stay that way. And oh, I can help you with that. You know what I mean? And I will give credit advice to every Tom, Dick, and Harry that asks me to, every Sally, Sue, and Sammy that wants any type of advice when it comes to that, because I found so much joy and happiness in getting my credit. I literally dug it out the mud, y'all. When I tell y'all it was toe up from the flow up, it was a hot mess and a half. And for me to be able to be, thriving, to have pulled it from, gosh, I was down in the 500s, maybe touching 600 if I was lucky, to now being able to thrive in the 700s club. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason why I'm probably not sitting pretty in the 800s is because of my student loans. But I actually got a nice little plan for that too. So it's just so many things that, you already have within you, the gift that you have within you. that others have been able to maybe pull up out of you. Because again, I probably wouldn't have known that I give great advice, or I probably wouldn't have known about, how um, intelligent I am in regards to finances if it hadn't been for many people saying, well, oh my gosh, because of your advice, I was able to save this amount of money. Or because of your advice, I was able to get my credit, to this particular number. Or, your advice helped me to not have endured that heartache and pain, because he was definitely playing games. Like, so many different confirmations have come from different angles of different people that have told me that it helped. What I told them, it helped. Whether it was like, girl, you was right on target, you was absolutely right the whole time, to girl, I did it, and like, wow, like it's working, or it worked. You know what I mean? So, and it's funny how God will sometimes place those people to say those things at the time when you're starting to question and doubt your purpose, right? Because the devil don't want to see you be great. The devil doesn't want to see you flourish in what it is that God has for you. So sometimes you start to have self-doubt. Sometimes you start to really question if what you heard from God was completely and honestly true. And it will be those messengers that are telling you out the blue, hey, for me, I know with my podcast, I have gotten numerous, whether it's DMs, whether it's text messages, whether it's in-person encouragement saying, hey, your episode blessed me. Hey, that topic that you talked about really was something I needed to hear in that moment. Like, oh my gosh, you guys don't know how many times that my heart has been overfilled by just being able to, just somebody taking the time out to let me know, whether it was verbal or written, that it blessed them in some way. So you just never know how you can encourage somebody else that may not really know if what they're doing is working or worth it. That taking that time out to do that, it really does help the world go round. So you guys, if you could do that more often, you'll be surprised how that may also, come back into play, and you will be the receiving end of, those compliments, those encouragements, those kind words. Um, so yeah, I said I wrote it down, didn't I? So guys, so even when life be lifing, this is how I have just learned to know that this was my purpose. The reason why I could say this, another example is when I started this podcast, guys, and I started it August 6th of 2023. In my mind, y'all, I just knew, honey, probably after the first 3 videos, man, I'm about to take off. I'm about to be out of here. I'm about to be having like thousands of subscribers. I'm about to have so many views. I'm about to get monetized in no time. I'm about to be securing the bag, right? That was my vision, my selfish vision then. And guys, I'm already a little over a year in. Today is August 10th, not to date my episode, but I guess I might as well throw it out there. So this is August 10th. Started August 10th of 2024. Started August 6th of 2023. So a little over a year. And I am nowhere near the numbers that I envisioned would actually come to pass. And the devil can sometimes use that, or has tried to use that against me, to toy with me. What you doing ain't working. You might as well quit now. You're not going to get anywhere further than this. It's not going to work. What you're doing is pointless. There's so many negative things that have came to play in my mind. Battlefield of mind, y'all. And if I listened to those voices, I wouldn't be continuing to throw out these episodes week after week with you guys. But it's because of God and him sending those messages my way to let me know that even if 1 or 2 people are getting it, then it was worth every word that came out of my mouth on the camera. So I know that if I just be faithful over the little, the Bible speaks of this. If I be faithful over the little, then God can be able to bless me with a lot. So I just know that it will come in due time. But in the meantime, will I weather the storm? Will I go ahead and roll up the sleeves and put in the work? Will I still do it even when it doesn't seem like it's working? So that's where faith really does come in, guys. So again, that's why prayer is so important, because it helps to strengthen and really uplift and get your faith up there. So that way you can be able to keep going when the going gets tough, because it will get tough. I'm not sitting up here trying to give you a beautiful, unrealistic expectation of this. it sometimes gets hard. It gets hard to keep going when you don't see the fruits of your labor. But that's not where you should stop. And for most people, that is where they may stop because it was never their passion in the first place. See, there's a difference because purpose comes with passion. They almost come wrapped together in one. Because when you're passionate about what it is that you're doing, then whether the money comes or not, you're still going to do it anyways because it's something that brings you not only happiness, because happiness is going to depend on your moods and your days, but it brings you joy, unspeakable joy, that even at your lowest point, you can still have joy. That's what your purpose will give you. It will give you joy that even when you don't feel like doing it. Guys, there's been many times I didn't feel like doing an episode. I didn't. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm going through a lot of stresses and things like that. But then it comes to me, somebody's gonna need this episode. Not only they're gonna need this episode, but I gave my word that I was gonna put it out here so that way it can be a reliable resource for somebody to be able to easily obtain on YouTube. And prayerfully, y'all, I'm gonna get to other platforms. I promise. I've been slow dragging this, but I'm gonna get to other platforms real soon. So bear with me. But yeah, you gotta have the passion and the confidence behind this, or it's just not gonna work. That's why a lot of businesses will flop because your heart wasn't in it. You were only thinking about the money. You wasn't thinking about how you're going to be able to help someone else. And so we can't have a selfish mindset when we're going into moving in our purpose. And I really think that the tests and the trials that we go through is to really strengthen us and make sure that we got the thick enough skin to be able to go through the trenches of everything that's going to come, because it's not always easy, but it's well worth it. So, yeah. So I threw this in there. I'm gonna see if this even makes sense, y'all. So for me, the reason why I know that I'm moving in my purpose, you guys, is because not only when I finally figured it out did it make sense, but it was so many times that I have been awoken in the middle of the night. I'm talking 2, 3, 4 a.m. with a brilliant idea of a YouTube topic that I can't rely on my brain to remember later. So I will wake up out of my sleep and jot it in my notepad. I'm at work, coming to me, boom, throw it in my notepad. Guys, I have thousands of topics, and I'm not exaggerating, thousands of topics that I could be able to choose from because God keeps speaking to me at all times of day and night, giving me the ideas. It keeps my podcast going because it keeps my mind going because there's steadily information that he's giving me that I'm like, ooh, that's good. Ooh, I can't wait. I'm going to have such and such on for that one. You know what I mean? So it is just the eagerness, the excitement that I get because I'm steadily growing in this. You know what I mean? And for those who are very much, like I said, for those who have other, because obviously everybody ain't gonna have a podcast, but like I said, your passion and desire may be something totally different. You know what I mean? You like to work on cars, you like to speak to the people, you like to what's some other things? You like to educate, you like to see people win, because you're really good at marketing. So whatever it is that your gift is, you're steadily learning and researching more about it. You know what I'm saying? You're steadily being able to expand your mindset around what it is that you're passionate about. So it's not just me, y'all. I know it's not just me, but this is how you know how you're moving is the way that God intended for it to be. And then third and lastly, y'all, because this one wasn't supposed to be too long of a topic. I just thought it was something that's going to bless somebody's soul. But third and lastly is that you see the vision. You see the vision. The vision is what's going to keep you going. The vision is what you do see it possibly becoming, months, years down the road. You do see that it's going to help create legacy for yourself, your name, your brand. You do see it because you're steadily still being confirmed. You're still receiving confirmations. At first I was receiving confirmations when I was praying for my purpose. People were telling me like, man, you're so wise, just kind of boosting me in that in that area. But the more I keep, getting these episodes out here on Beauty Told, the more I'm getting more and more people that are just saying, hey, keep going. Hey, you're blessing people. Hey, don't stop. Like it's the constant reminders and encouragement that really do make a difference. So that's when the future becomes brighter. You start to really see it for yourself and like, man, I really am pretty good at this. Like, okay. I see you, God. I see what you're doing. You know what I mean? And it just really helps to, it really just helps to put the last piece to the puzzle and to really know that this is what I was placed on this earth to do. And y'all, is nothing more better than being able to know what your purpose is. And for those who don't know what their purpose is, don't it's okay. Like I said, it was not an overnight sensation for me to know it either. But just take the time to really pray, to really deep dive into the Word of God, to really be able to be in tune with Him. And He's going to give it to you. He's going to give you the desires of your heart. But you have to first seek Him. The Bible says, first seek ye the kingdom of God and all of His righteousness in all things, not some things, not a few things, not sprinkles of things, but all things will be able to be blessed upon you. So just keep the faith, y'all. I really hope that this video helped. I just want to take this time to really truly thank every last viewer, like, comment, subscriber. The love has just been overwhelming my heart to no return. You guys have no idea how much you guys really do encourage me. I am grateful for every share. Oh my gosh, I think my last video, someone commented, someone shared the video and it blessed them. So guys, that just really brings, I ain't bringing no tissue up here. That brings tears to my eyes and joy to me to know that it's helping, to know that I'm not just talking to myself, to know that it really is being spread across through different ways, through different avenues, whether you see me on social media, whether it was through a family or friend who shared it, whether you stumbled upon it through YouTube's algorithm, however you found me, I'm so grateful that you did. For those who have been rocking with me, thank you, and I love y'all so much. For those who are new to me and trying to get a feel for me, do yourself a favor. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. Just hit the subscribe button. I got you. Your girl got you. Every week, I'm bringing not only myself, but from time to time, I'm bringing phenomenal guests on. And we are really going to give you our experiences, our expertise, and really, truly, the overall goal is just to see a positive change. So, guys, I really, truly hoped that this episode, along with so many others, have helped. Check me out. Check my archives out if you haven't. Continue to rock with your girl. I'm gonna continue to rock with you guys. For those who are loving this, share some other things. And, for those who are really truly living and moving in their purpose, throw some things in the comment section. Bless our community and let's be able to spread the word, give more. If there's something I missed, I'm only human. Throw it in there. And I would love to read it myself. I read every single comment. I make sure I respond to every single comment because I'm grateful for every last one. I don't care if I finally get to 1 million subscribers, because y'all see how my words, when I get to my millions of subscribers, I still want to be able to go through every single comment and be able to give my personal touch on every single one, because everybody matters when it comes to what it is that I'm trying to do and the mission that I have. So I thank you guys so much. And of course, I love you guys. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And until next time, let's make a change.